I got it!
One day I was minding my business when a thought crept up into my head. What are Sour Patch Kids? Are they even gummies? I mean, they're not like Haribo or Albanese gummies. These are rubbery and they break when pulled apart. Sour Patch Kids are softer and they stretch when pulled apart. But what are they, and how can I get that taste and that stretchy and chewy texture at home? These questions bugged me for a while, and so I decided to take a small dive into the world of gummies, to find out their secrets and finally understand what exactly are Sour Patch Kids. First things first, I needed to understand what are gummies, what and how, and maybe why are they made. Looking at the ingredients of these candies, I found some similarities. They all have sugar and corn syrup, all three have citric acid, but only Haribo and Albanese contain gelatin. Now, Sour Patch Kids don't have gelatin, but they have an ingredient which is missing from the other two. They call the secret ingredient modified starch. I couldn't find a lot of information about it at first, so I decided to do a quick research on the other ingredients first. And this is what I found. Sugar gives us the sweetness, but also, when cooked at the right temperature, it affects the stretchiness of the candy. Corn syrup helps prevent sugar crystallization. When you cook sugar, you run the risk of it becoming crystallized. This is something that I wanted to avoid, so I didn't end up with crunchy sugar crystals in my gummies. I added corn syrup to boiling sugar to stop crystallization. Citric acid helps balance the sweetness, but it also helps avoid crystallization. Gelatin makes up the gummy base. It is made from collagen extracted from animals. It is the most common ingredient used to gel liquids. Have you seen those videos of bullets penetrating ballistic gels? Those gels are made of synthetic gelatin. Starch is used in many different ways in gummy making. For example, to coat gummies so they don't stick together, or instead of a silicone mold. I'll get back to starch later. This information was enough for me to start cooking. I found this delicious recipe by a guy whose name is Andon. Very cool video. I'll leave the link in the description. I started cooking. Sugar, spice, I think we have the wrong text. Water, set to 230 Fahrenheit. Gelatin, water, glue. Get the cat out of here, please. We're cooking. Okay, while we were interrupted, I'll use this pause to talk about blooming gelatin. It is not the same blooming as flowers do. Gelatin blooms when mixed with cold water. Its granules swell and it becomes ready to use. Okay, back to cooking.
Crap.
Phew, that was intense. I put my badass skull-shaped gummies into the fridge and waited. So, we have gummies.
I think I got it.
Not yet, you doofus. These are nice. Almost like Haribo bears. Okay, let's taste them. Yum. They melt away so quickly, you have to have more right away. But they're not Sour Patch Kids. Back to the interwebs. After a while of web surfing, I found some good information. Modified starch is a fancy name for regular boring starch that has been chemically or physically changed to give it crazy new properties. For example, thin boiling starch stays thin when it's boiling, while regular starch becomes a thick, gloopy goop. I'm trying to work. What do you want? Snuggles? Okay, some snuggles. But then I gotta work, okay, dude? After many more hours of constant web skating, I found a recipe in Russian which details the technology for producing jelly candy similar to Sour Patch Kids, using modified starches. Apparently, Sour Patch Kids are made using some combination of thin boiling starch and high amylose starch. What? What's high amylose starch? Apparently, it helps create the mouthfeel and chewy texture of Sour Patch Kids.
Ooh, can I buy it?
Oh no, it's not sold online. I needed to find these starches, so I emailed every company that I could find that carried them, in hope of buying a small amount. But nope, these are only sold in huge volumes to manufacturing companies, and as far as I know, I am not one. Also, it requires special machinery to process, which I don't have. I was ready to give up. But then one day, I was talking to my dad, and like an angel in disguise, he told me about this fantastic book called Texture. It's a recipe collection of different gelling agents, like gelatin and starch. There's a fancy name for these gelling agents, called hydrocolloids. I've gained so much knowledge from this one collection of recipes. It's incredible. Do check it out. You can download it for free on the author's website, which I'll leave in the description. And then my dad said, "Son, remember, a fool and his gummy are soon parted." Thanks, Dad. After reading through the book, I discovered a modified starch that can be bought online.
Eureka!
I was so thrilled, I ordered some clear gel instantly. That's the modified starch. And I waited for its arrival. It has arrived! I decided to test out the Russian recipe that I had found, but replacing the modified starches with clear gel, which I already had.
Let's go!
I was born to be free.
I cooked a batch, filled it into the molds, and the next day...
I think I got it!
Not yet! Oh my god! But unfortunately, it was a failure. It stayed a gloopy goop. But let's try. Delicious! I even tried depositing some in a DIY cornstarch mold, but that didn't help much either.
Commence the Google.
Wait, there's a recipe for clear gel gumdrops? This recipe is very close to what I was trying before, but I was missing a key component. Dehydrator.
We have a dehydrator.
I cooked a batch just like in the recipe, the link to which is, by the way, as it turns out, located somewhere in the vicinity of the description of the video. I put these bad boys in the dehydrator at 135 degrees Fahrenheit and waited for 12 hours. After 12 hours, looks like they're done. Let's dip it into my homemade Sour Patch Kid coating first. Let's taste it. Ooh, this is cool. It's chewy. I mean, it has a pretty close texture to a Sour Patch Kid, but it's a little bit off. Also, you can taste the starch very strongly here compared to the original candy. I would say that these are pretty decent, especially if you're looking for a vegan option. But I wasn't satisfied. Oh no, I needed more texture. I decided to make a variation of the starch goop recipe, but mixing gelatin with it to add stretchiness. I got to cooking. I poured it into the mold, transferred it to the fridge, and waited for the next day. A quick side note on flavors. I wanted to try replicating the exact Sour Patch Kids flavor. After scouring the Google for a bit, I found a flavor profile recipe. Flavor profile is just a fancy way of saying different flavorings mixed together to taste like something specific. In our case, Sour Patch Kids. I really liked it, so I'll post the recipe in the description. I've also discovered this website with a humongous variety of flavors. The link will again be in the description. Okay, let's taste these. These gummies are so cool. They're like the love child of Haribo and Sour Patch Kid. They linger in the mouth, the flavor is on point, and they were so easy to make. I feel like this chaotic process has paid off fully. I'm gonna go cook another batch. If you would like to try this recipe at home, check out the description. I left a little something for you. But don't tell anyone. Oh wow, you're still here. Well, good job staying till the end. I hope you enjoyed watching this madness as much as I enjoyed making it. Do share your thoughts in the comment section and subscribe. There's lots more crazy shenanigans coming in the future. It's going to be mental. Stay mad.